Every day, we walk around believing we understand the people in our lives. We read their expressions, listen to their stories, and think we know them. But mostly, we are just looking at a carefully constructed mask. The human brain is an expert at protection. It often camouflages internal distress, pain, or confusion behind polite conversation and rehearsed smiles. To get past those defenses, clinical psychologists rely on a specific technique called the mental status examination, or MSE. Think of the MSE as a live snapshot of a person's existence. It is designed to look past the narrative people present and examine the raw, unfiltered cognitive state operating underneath. By learning to identify these specific clinical signals, an observer can see the subtle shifts in a person's mental state that often go unnoticed in casual interaction. The first layer of the MSE looks at appearance and behavior, operating on the principle that the body often reveals state of mind long before a single word is spoken. In a clinical setting, an observer notes gait and posture. For instance, consistently slumped shoulders can be a physical indicator of low self-esteem. Eye contact provides another data point. While a lack of gaze might suggest simple shyness, in some cases it can be a manifestation of internal guilt or deep-seated distraction. Once we observe the physical shell, the examination moves to the internal mechanics, what we can call the mind's cognitive engine. Here is a stable cognitive engine. The mind stays tethered to reality by two anchors, awareness of time and grounding in place. When these anchors snap, the individual loses their grip on the present, forgetting the day or their surroundings. This detachment is a significant clinical marker. It is often observed during the onset of severe trauma or the early stages of dementia. Between these physical tells and the loss of spatial awareness, an observer can spot the first signs of a mind struggling to maintain its equilibrium. Next, the examination moves past what the brain is doing and looks at how it structures ideas. This is the architecture of thought. A normal thought stream moves at a steady pace, but in a state known as flight of ideas, thoughts move at chaotic speeds, jumping from one topic to the next without a link. Then there are delusions, unshakable beliefs in things that are not true. A common example is severe paranoia, where an individual is convinced that others are actively conspiring against them. By identifying these patterns, clinicians can begin to understand the specific distortions or fears that are driving a person's perceived reality. This split-screen model illustrates mood versus affect. On the left is mood, the long-term emotional baseline, or overarching season. On the right is affect, the immediate emotion visible on the face, or sudden weather within that season. A clinical red flag occurs when these two don't match. If a person describes a horrifying tragedy, a dark red mood, while smiling, a bright yellow affect, the system identifies a clear contradiction. When the immediate emotional weather fails to match the overarching season, it is a strong indicator that the mind's internal balance has been compromised. The MSE demonstrates that true listening requires a dual focus, processing the words being spoken, while simultaneously deciphering the silence and the body language between them. This framework allows an observer to see past external defenses. These micro-expressions and physical cues can reveal a person's most guarded vulnerabilities. Using this tool comes with a significant responsibility. It requires the observer to act with clinical distance and respect, rather than simply hunting for a person's weaknesses. Ultimately, the MSE requires a balance between vigilant observation and empathy. It provides a way to read the silence, ensuring you never look at a conversation the same way again.